let's move into our final topic of the day, which apparently baseball. Somebody wants to talk baseball here, so like, I guess baseball may happen this year. It's up in the air. Like I know there's the whole hope that things will return to normal sooner rather than later, but it does seem like
I mean, hey, if you ask Trump, we'll be back by Easter.
Yep, he's an idiot. Yep, agreed.
Who did I say that live?
Oh.
I don't know. We're screwed. Anyways, off the court.
Off the field.
Before we get into the topic of what is it again?
It's going to be would a shortened season benefit the Cubs or the Sox?
Right.
Sure.
So I think before we get into that, I want to throw this out there.
Mm-hmm.
So the MLB apparently wants to go to 5 rounds of a draft, and apparently this is then
which Scott Boras is pissed about.
Yes,
of course, makes him less money.
Of course he is. Yeah. But they want to go to five rounds of the MLB draft.
Mm-hmm.
And Keith Law thinks this is a reason for them to then possibly get rid of the minor leagues, which has been talked about before. That
really?
Rob Manfred wants to get rid of the minor leagues. Yes. And
so stupid.
That just, to me, that just means that if you're cutting this draft, which I think from 40 rounds to 5,
mm-hmm.
you are giving so many people, like you're killing the ability for those late round picks to turn into anything.
Mm-hmm.
What stops somebody from coming in, seeing all of that talent, and just being like, okay, we are going to sign you for $5,000 more than what you're doing. We're going to start up our own baseball league. We're going to implement the right rules, and we're going to make it into a national game, right? We'll make it quicker.
Mm-hmm.
We'll make it faster. We'll make it sexier. We'll make it like the XFL. Like
I was going to say XFL.
I want to do that topic.
And this is something that absolutely could happen, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is something that could, like, locally is where the MLB dominates. But nationally, it's not. How do you capture the national audience? You bring in a new product. And yes, it's still baseball, but you add the things that people want. You bring an auto strike zone, right? There's no umps, right? You get away from the idea of, it's America's pastime. Like, add something new to it. Put fireworks on the outfield wall. So if someone hits it, they go off. Like, I don't know. But, like, you make the game quick. Make it a 2-hour game, no matter what. Cut down the commercial breaks, cut down the innings, cut down the season, and make it a game that is more palatable and more watchable, and fucking kick their ass, because they're not going to have the minor leagues, and they're not going to have there's going to be so much talent to actually absolutely go after the MLB, because at some point you're going to miss somebody that's going to be a star.
My whole thought when I saw the 5-round draft, the thing that I thought of was, because Illinois is going to have this problem. Well, 2 of their pitchers are, where these kids that are in college, what are they going to do? Like, there are 2 pitchers that we have that they're contemplating right now because the season's canceled. Mm-hmm. Do I come back next year or do I enter the draft? And now being like, the thing that I thought of when I saw that was, this is Manfred saying, hey, I don't want an influx of minor leaguers without any baseball being played, to kind of like maybe get some of those college kids to say, hey, I'm going to come back for X year and not come to the pros right now, which I know sounds stupid, because then you're adding a year of life onto you by the time you're in the major leagues, but baseball.
Mm-hmm. This is going to screw everybody, right? So I don't really, the whole coronavirus thing, shortening the season, stopping seasons, all that stuff, it's hurting everybody, right? It's hurting Rob Manfred. It's hurting the 2 Illinois pitchers. It's going to hurt every single person. But if this is a long-term idea of them shortening to 5 rounds, that's stupid. Where the issue comes in, and that's where somebody should come in and notice that there's going to be a lot of talent of baseball players that want to play, that want to get paid, and you can go out and attack that market right now. And this is a weak baseball market already, right? And there's so many outlets that are looking for baseball, right? Whether it be DAZN or whether it be ESPN Plus, or whether it be Hulu Live, right? Like, if one of these streaming services were like, all right, let's start up a baseball league, I'd be down. Like,
Vincent McMahon starts up a baseball league.
I 100% agree. This is fantastic.
Make it a 62-game season. Make the inning. Make it a 6-inning game, right? Yep. And then I don't know what else you could do. Automated strike zone. I don't think you could shorten.
Are we DHing? No DHing.
I would
DH.
I like having separate, but
you have to make it a more entertaining product. And pitchers batting, waste at bats. Agreed. And this is just for strictly entertainment.
Or it just forces pitchers to actually practice batting, but okay.
No, but the whole thing is like that's such an antiquated idea. You're talking about the national rules that were set up in 1882.
Yeah, I mean, but like I look at guys like Shohei Ohtani and I go, why can't pitchers just be like that?
How many Shohei Ohtanis?
No, I know, but like, and this is a debate for another day. But like,
it's not a debate. You're wrong.
I don't get. I've never gotten why I throw the baseball, I can't bat. I throw the baseball, I don't have to focus on that.
Okay, but then why doesn't Ben Simmons shoot threes? Like some players,
no, exactly. They just don't do it
to make the major league. And this shows how much talent is out there in the world, right?
Yeah,
there are so many guys that can play baseball at a high level that you need to specialize to become the best player possible to then be able to make it to a minor league team, to then possibly make it to a major league team. Like this is the reason why there's specialization, so you can separate yourself from the hundreds of thousands of baseball players there are in America, right? All these guys, I mean, think about how many baseball players do not make it to their dreams, but they could be great players in college baseball because there's high school players that are jumping them. That's the thing, is that's why specialization needs to happen, is so that you can make it and survive. Shohei Ohtani's out there in Japan and he's just hitting bombs. And he's like, oh yeah, I could also throw 97. That's just a gift. People don't wake up throwing 97, right? I mean, that's the thing with Shohei.
That's another thing I want to add. Short outfield walls, so we can have people jump on top of them like they do in Japanese baseball. Add that to this league.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm all in on this idea. I think it's shout out for EGF Sports. Wants a shout out. Yo, Sean, it's Eddie Fitz.
Hey, what's up, Eddie? I know Eddie. Shout out Eddie.
Yep. But yeah, no, I'm all in. Actually, I love the idea. Dated version of baseball. Baseball is the sacred game. It's the old rules. It's the national all this old shit. The record book that goes on for over 100 years. Update the game. Like they don't want to update baseball. That's fine. Baseball can stay baseball. Let's have this B version of baseball that will be quicker, better, faster, more interesting, and keep people's attention. And I think that would be a huge win if they do decide to do this five round draft, because think of all the talent that gets picked up after that point. The guys who grind out their time in the minor leagues. I mean, there are so many great stories and so many great things going on with the drive from basically high school baseball, travel, college to minor leagues, everything about that. Like, it's something special. You guys can play MLB The Show, and I'm sure you guys have done that grind before. Like, give me that, and I will be so happy with this off-brand baseball.
Yeah, I don't know who's gonna be the multi-millionaire or multi-billionaire that starts up this league, but that's something I at least want to see. But we can get into the White Sox Cups thing. I got nothing left on it. All right, well then let's end it.
I think that's great. I think Sean, you just solved baseball being boring as shit. Ricky, any thoughts?
No. I mean, the only thing that I can think of is, like Sean says, who's going to be the billionaire that does it? The other question is, who's going to think it's going to make them money? Because that's the only way they're going to do it, is it going to make me money? And if they don't think it won't happen.
Like if it's a short...
If you're doing 60, you can have playoffs I would have playoffs no later than August, because then you don't have to worry about cold and shit.
I just don't want to compete with the MLB, so you gotta bump, you know?
Well, they go from March to October. So
is it entirely in like the South? Like they could do it so it's like they could play off season and still be fine, because you could have it.
I wouldn't do that. The competing with the MLB, you can't, like, you're gonna have to, because they play from March to October. And I'm not doing it during the winter. It's not going to be a winter baseball league. I would probably go
could be
June, July, August, but like then like MLB, you're dealing with the All-Star break, or it could be the most boring part.
That's the thing. I'm having my championship on All-Star weekend.
Okay.
There's no baseball. And
there's the All-Star.
People complain about the All-Star game. Nobody wants to watch the All-Star game. Give them championship sports. Have the championship game on that Wednesday.
I laugh because you're right. People complain about it, but when they gave it a reason to matter, people complained about it.
You start the playoffs. late June, right? And then you have the championship series going on the week before All-Star game.
Start your season the same time?
Yeah.
Start in April.
Okay.
Why? What's the issue? I mean,
No, I'm just asking. I'm
theoretically
asking.
I'm not afraid. Like, you can't be afraid of MLB at this point. MLB is
you're
dropping.
You're gonna have to compete with them just because I'm not playing during the winter.
Domes only.
Yeah, no, that's not baseball to me. Baseball's an open stadium. I hate the whole dome thing.
Time and eat up your market shares, but the whole point is that you're trying to capture the national market, not the local markets.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think it's an interesting idea. I'm 100% down for the you said 65 game season?
Sure. 62,
62 game. Yep. Somewhere in that range. It seems about right. Everybody gets to play each other a couple times. That's all you need to know. Like, I think the whole idea of a 160 whatever 2 game season is fucking ridiculous. Like, it's impossible at the national level to keep up with all the teams and everything going. It's such a slog of a season. There's so much downtime. There's so many guys taking days off. You only get to see, your favorite pitcher, once every, other week or so. It's just, it does not draw the fans in the way it could. So I'm all in on this. If we did have to have a shortened season though this year, if baseball decided they're going to rock it out and just start in July, right?
Yeah,
if they go July and October.
From what was said by, I think it was, what's his fucking name, Jeff. It Jeff Passan on SVP? Yep. He said that the MLB is thinking that maybe June, July could be where we start up. But as we mentioned way earlier, the 3 criteria that was agreed on is these 3 things all need to happen for baseball to be played. One is there's no ban on mass gatherings that would limit the ability to play in front of fans. However, the commissioner could still consider the use of appropriate substitute neutral sites where economically feasible. Number 2 is there's no travel restrictions throughout the U.S. and Canada. Mm-hmm. And number 3 is medical experts determine that there would be no health risks for players, staff, or fans when the commissioner and union still able to revisit the idea of playing in empty stadiums. So that's the 3 criteria that we're at.
Yeah.
Obviously, they want to play in front of fans.
Without fans. That was my next question.
The White Sox and the Orioles
One
did
game
it.
happened.
Yeah,
that doesn't mean you can.
It was unique.
You can. Is it ideal? No, but you can.
I'm saying,
but
Rob Manfred do it?
No, and I don't think it is. That's why the language is in there. If there is a mass ban on people gathering, they're not playing a season.
Mm-hmm.
They're losing on so much money where they're not going to be able to fill up 40,000, seats, or whatever. They're not going to be able to fill out their stadiums. There's going to be no revenue that they're going to be making outside of TV money alone.
And that's not enough to sustain all 30 teams.
Unless TV money skyrockets, which it won't.
Yep. No, with the cancel culture that's been going on, it's just cord cutting happened. Sorry.
Well, it's not that, but I think it's more the fact that baseball is just dying as a sport, and even though people are looking for something to do right now, it doesn't mean that they're going to immediately look to baseball because baseball's still broken.
Yep, I agree.
A shorter season benefits the White Sox though because they're younger, and then that likely will start in warmer weather. Younger players won't have to deal with warming up or anything like that. I think it benefits the White Sox more.
Ricky, thoughts?
I mean, the Cubs, I don't think there's a yes or no, it benefits or hurts us, but the White Sox were the ones I wanted to dive into because the thing with the White Sox is the only worry I would have is them catching fire early because like Sean said, young players don't have to warm up, but over a long season, would something happen where, they catch fire and then they drop off? Where a shortened season, if the White Sox catch fire, Cubs could too, but the White Sox, I think, would be more unique because of their playoff standings and thoughts at the beginning of the year. If they catch fire and it's a shortened season, White Sox could then be a viable playoff team and maybe a viable division winner if they can catch fire from the beginning of a shortened season.
biggest thing too is if the Sox then if this starts in July, you'll have Carlos Rodon, Michael Kopech back, and you'll have 7 legit starters.
Yeah,
and that just benefits them right away. And then you don't have to you might not wait on Madrigal and Andrew Vaughn coming up, because if the season's played, the language was said that a year of service time was going to happen anyway. So if you're calling them up right away, like if you're planning on calling them up in 2020. There's no reason to wait. So then your team might be that much better if it's going to expand to 29 roster spots as well. You have Rodon and Kopech come up, and then you have Vaughn and Madrigal come up, and you're fine. So I think this is
it's a clear winner to the White Sox on a shortened.
Because the Cubs they're not going to benefit from adding depth. I don't think they're going to benefit from having a longer season because they have older players that might get injured. So I mean. The biggest benefit for the Cubs is that it might keep them more healthy. That's it.
Yeah, and the only thing that would hurt the Cubs is we have someone in our division that are like the White Sox right now and the Reds that are dark horses. I think over a long season they would have spots where they would come up and be like, wow, they're playing very well, but I don't think they're making the playoffs over a long season. That's the only thing that would hurt the Cubs, is a shortened season could help the Reds make our division even more difficult, and then we miss the playoffs.
How would it affect the trade deadline too? Because you got some names who some names who could be on the move.
I'm thinking they don't even have a trade deadline. Like if they start in July, what do they say? Oh, by the end of the month, the deadline's still there, or
they just give them like
do they move it? Yeah, I don't know what they do with the trade deadline. That would be interesting.
Sean, do you think the trade deadline could be a hugely impactful thing if they decide to either not have one?
Yeah, I wonder if they even have one.
30 days?
I don't think it's going to be I don't think the trade deadline is going to be that impactful.
Okay.
Really? I mean, which players are going to be moved right away?
We talked about
if it's a shorter season, then there's going to be less time to figure out if you're a contender or pretender. So
true.
I don't think the Sox or Cubs will benefit necessarily from the trade deadline. It might, other teams might, but I don't see the angle where the Sox or Cubs might.
Fair enough. Yeah. And any other thoughts on a shortened MLB?
I'm good. I just think Rob Manfred's stupid.
I agree. Sean, I'm all into MLB and fixing the MLB by starting up a rival company. We just need to get the backing.
We'll call
Do
it
it, Dave.
We just need a couple $1 billion.
We'll use all the patron money.
All the patron money. We'll start up our own MLB. Ricky, could you be a manager in a?
I could totally be Lou Piniella.
Anyway,
go out and say you could be Lou Piniella.
Yeah, I could.
Really?
I could kick bags.
Dave, you know zero about baseball. You can be a manager right now.
It's an offer. It's a tempting offer. Sean.
Yeah, Dave could be Rick Renteria.
That's all you got to do. You just got to talk to people.
I'm great at talking to people.
And you're gonna be a great manager. You got the job. You're hired.
And Dave could be good at trading people.
I do love to trade people too. Do I have any ability to trade people?
Dave wouldn't be afraid
to do anything besides talk.
Can I get a front office?
Dave wouldn't be afraid to call them into his office and say, "Yep, you've been traded."
Ooh.
Even when they're not, like, hey, Anthony, come in.
Dave would just fuck with his players. Hey, Chris, can I talk to you? Yeah, you've been traded. You got to pack your bags. What? Just fucking with you. Go get ready for the game. Got to keep you on your toes.
To the Orioles.
For a bag of balls.
Nice. All right, well, I think that'll do it for this amazing episode. Week 3 COVID. Week 3, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, it's been a great time. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you be going through this pandemic right now, let us know down below if you like to build out this amazing league with better rules and better understanding of what's going on, what people want to actually watch. Then let's do it. Let's make something happen here. Let's get a movement started today. That's been, hang on, what order am I? I'm pointing.
You're
way.
all the way on the left.
Yep. And then all the way past him is Ricky Widmer. We'll catch you next time.